pillars that I would say are incredibly important in business and in life in general: speed and attention to detail. So when I say speed, I mean the quicker you get to market, the quicker you can get lessons and analyze everything, and the quicker you can iterate. You can sit around and plan and strategize, but the quicker you actually get there to launching your project, your product, your agency, whatever it is, the quicker you get there, the quicker you can learn. A lot of people will sit there and think, first I need to do that, and then this, and then I can finally launch it, and then get some feedback. No, fuck that. The quicker you move, the quicker you get to the feedback stage, the quicker you can iterate and beat your competition as well. Now, speed has two benefits, depending how fast you move and how slow you move, and each requires a degree of finesse. If I'm launching a project, I'm slow to launching it because the details really matter in that phase. The quality checks, the design, the development, all of those key parts are very important, which is where the detail step comes into play. But say I'm trying to land a client, that is maximum intensity, maximum speed. So as soon as I get a request for a quote, I'll fire through the quote. I'll put together the brief. I'll put together the onboarding. As soon as they pay, that's when we slow down, and then we approach things carefully and intentionally. But we go at 110 to land the client. As soon as the money hits the bank, then it slows down to say 25 speed. We stretch out the project deadline so we can do every single step along the way, because a key takeaway, and you've probably heard this before, but if you can't do the small things right, you can't do the big things. So we really focus on slow and smooth for the real minor details that make the biggest difference. Whereas if we're launching our own project, it's maximum intensity. It's straight to market, figuring out the feedback stages, figuring out where we can improve, iterate, everything. Even with a client, the way that we structure our projects, we usually average around a 6-week project timeline. We basically structure it as we give ourselves enough time and the most amount of time to design and develop, but then the feedback stages from the client are very, very quick. That way we can get their feedback quickly, implement it, and move on. So the first 4 weeks or so of the project are slow, detail orientated. We're building everything, designing everything, setting it all up. And then as soon as we send the feedback, it's then hyper speed. We implement all feedback, get it ready for launch, move to the next project, get the final invoice for the project. And we do this over and over. So speed can be used significantly as a weapon, especially depending on what you're trying to do. Say you're trying to launch an e-com brand. The small details matter, but not necessarily as much as getting it to market, especially in the dropshipping space. It's whoever gets to market quickest with the new product. Then you iterate, then you figure out the USPs, then you figure out your positioning, but it's whoever gets to the market the quickest. The key takeaway from this video is a little formula that I would say would be speed times detail equals velocity. Depending on how detail orientated you need is how fast you need to be. How the velocity of your project, the velocity of the timeline, how fast you get to market. If you have to launch a project that has a large amount of detail, then you want to go slow. If it has little detail or the details don't actually matter that much, then it's maximum intensity. It's straight to the point. It's getting it to market, figuring everything out, and then going from there. The feedback stage is slow. That's where you implement the details, learn from the data, but you need to get the data first. So you need to move quickly to get that data. I would say if you're launching an e-com brand, getting it to the market as quick as possible and making small minor tweaks, A/B testing and everything. That's why we do that for our EDMs. That's why we do that for websites. Getting that data in and then spending more time analyzing it and strategizing around the data. Like getting the data is key. So at the end of the day, the main point is move fast when you need to, move slow when it's important to, always focus on the details, and the velocity of how you do things is genuinely speed and detail mixed together.